Hello everyone, I am Dr. S.K. Muthal. Welcome today a new lecture on the subject of advanced accounting. In this lecture, we are going to start new topic final accounts of cooperative societies. Friends, cooperative societies have been established in India as a democratic form of business organization. The cooperative sector has witnessed a tremendous growth especially after independence, and today it occupies an important position in numerous economic activities of the Indian economy. A cooperative form of business organization is based on the democratic principles. Cooperative societies are formed particularly by those people who have modest means with them. These cooperative societies enable such peoples to conduct an economic activity for their mutual benefit and liberate them from the evils of concentration of economic power in the hands of few individuals. These societies are formed voluntarily by consumers, farmers, and other weaker sections of the society. In the real sense of the term of cooperative movement can really be called as a people's movement and is promoted by the government so as to serve the economic interest of the weaker section of the society. Service rather than profit is the aim of the cooperative societies. Such societies serve primarily the interest of the members and the public in general. Cooperative legislation. The first enactment in India relating to cooperative societies was the Cooperative Credit Societies Act 1904. With the passing of this act, the cooperative credit societies were established particularly to offer credit facilities to the farmers in order to free them from the clutches of moneylenders. Today, cooperative societies are established in numerous economic activities such as farming, credit, banking, consumer cooperatives, marketing, housing, etc. There has been a central legislation, the Cooperative Societies Act 1912, which contains the fundamental law in regard to the formation and working of the cooperative societies. It is applicable in many states with or without amendments, although some of the states have enacted their separate Cooperative Societies Act. The basic principles and the framework is identical to the parent central act. In the state of Maharashtra, cooperatives are governed by the Maharashtra Cooperative Societies Act 1960 and the Maharashtra Cooperative Societies Rule 1961 formulated under it. The Maharashtra Cooperative Societies Act classifies societies under various categories as agricultural marketing society. It means a society which has marketing of agricultural produce and implements relating them, and not less than three-fourths of the members are agriculturist. Apex Society. It is the society with the objective to provide facilities and services to its members. It has its operation at the state of Maharashtra level. Cooperative Bank. It is a society which is doing business of banking as per section 5 subsection 1 and subsection 6 of Banking Companies Act and functions as agricultural and rural development bank. Central bank. it is a cooperative bank, the object of which is creation of funds to be loaned to other societies, consumer societies. It is a society whose objective is procurement, production, processing, and distribution of goods or performance of services for its members and also other customers. Crop Protection Society. It is a society, the object of which is protection of crop structure, machinery, implements, and other equipments. Farming Society. It is the society which has the object of increasing agricultural production, employment and income, and better utilization of land of society or its members. Federal Society. It is a society which has not less than 5 members or societies and has regulated voting rights in such a manner that not less than 80% of voting right is held by cooperative societies. Housing societies. It is a society, the object of which is to provide to its members dwelling houses or flats acquiring by its members with common amenities and services. Lift irrigation societies, which has to provide water supply by motive power to its members for irrigation. Processing industries, which has the object of processing the goods. Producer societies, which has the object of production and disposal of goods among the members thereof. Resource society, it has the object of which it obtaining for its members credit, goods or service required by them. This includes cooperative credit society also. Thus, cooperative societies basically conduct their activities for the benefit of their members. There are some important provisions of law as regard to certain items. First is about reserve of fund. Section 66 provides that a society may appropriate its net profit to the reserve fund or any other fund for payment of dividend to members on their shares. It further provides that no part of the profit shall be appropriated except with the approval of the central body. According to section 66, every society has to carry at least 1/4 of the net profit of each year to the reserve fund. The reserve fund so created can be used by the society for the business of the society or invested as provided under section 70 or be used in part for some public purpose with the prior approval of the state government or for some such purpose of the state or local interest. The reserve fund cannot be utilized for payment of dividend or bonus. The reserve fund not used in the business of the society shall be invested or deposited as prescribed. Education fund. According to section 68, every society is required to contribute annually towards the education fund of the state federal society. Such contribution is to be made at prescribed rate. Presently, a primary consumer society has to contribute 2 paise per rupees 100 of the working capital subject to a maximum of rupees 1000. For credit cooperative society, these rates are rupees 100 in case of those society who have suffered loss in the last year, and for the credit cooperative society which have earned profit, the contribution is 110% of their working capital subject to a maximum of rupees 500. Rule number 61 of the Maharashtra Cooperative Societies Rule 1961 provides that the society has to prepare the following financial statement within 45 days of the close of accounting year. First is receipts and payment account during the previous cooperative year. Second, the profit and loss account for the year, and the balance sheet as at the close of the year. Rule number 62 of the Maharashtra Cooperative Society Rule 1961 provides that the society has to prepare the profit and loss account and the balance sheet in prescribed form, that is Form N. The final accounts are to be prepared in the prescribed form and are to be laid down before the members of the society in their annual general meeting, which is to be held within 3 months from the end of the accounting year. Hence, it is very important that you should learn the contents of this form properly, because this is the format as per Maharashtra Cooperative Society Act 1960. According to section 65 of Maharashtra Cooperative Society Act 1960, the balance sheet and the profit and loss account of the society shall be prepared in Form N, which is as follows. मित्रांनो, हा अतिशय महत्वाचा फॉर्मॅट आहे. जोपर्यंत तुम्ही हा प्रॉफिट अँड लॉस अकाउंट आणि यानंतरचा जो काही बॅलन्स शीटचा फॉर्मॅट आहे हा जोपर्यंत तुम्ही लर्न करत नाही तोपर्यंत हा टॉपिक तुम्हाला समजला असं होणार नाही, कारण तुम्हाला या ठिकाणी कोऑपरेटिव्ह सोसायटीचे फायनल अकाउंट तयार करायचं आहे तर ते या फॉर्मॅट नुसारच तयार करायचं आहे. म्हणून हा जो प्रॉफिट अँड लॉस अकाउंटचा फॉर्मॅट आहे, ज्याच्या डेबिट साइडला एकूण 17 आयटम आहेत आणि क्रेडिट साइडला एकूण 5 आयटम आहेत, तर ते तुम्ही कंपल्सरी लर्न करा. त्याचप्रमाणे हा जो काही फॉर्म एन बॅलन्स शीट आहे, तर ह्या बॅलन्स शीटच्या लॅबिलिटी साइडला जे काही वेगवेगळ्या लॅबिलिटीज आहेत तर त्याही एकूण 11 आहेत आणि 11च ऍसेट्स आहेत. तर त्या जर तुम्ही लर्न केल्यात तर मला वाटतं हा तुमच्या दृष्टिकोनातनं अतिशय सोपा टॉपिक असणार आहे. आय होप यू ऑल हॅव अंडरस्टूड टुडेज टॉपिक प्रॉपरली. मी असं गृहीत धरतोय की तुम्हाला या सगळ्या गोष्टी कळाल्या असाव्यात.